Alright, in this video we are going to learn how to make this minimalist happy new year design in Canva. So let's drop right to Canva and do that now. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is to create a new document, and this is going to be the Instagram portrait size. And let's just click on the plus icon and let's choose that. So once that is done, the design is quite simple, but it requires some technicality around it. So what we're going to be doing is to select our background and change the color to black. And once that is done, we're going to bring in our text. We're going to type in the word. Let's bring in our text. Come to text, come to add text box. I'm going to type 20. Okay, 20. So we're not going to put the other number. Okay, I'm going to zoom in. I'm going to make this one real big. And for our fonts, we're going to come to our font selection, and we're going to take on Neo Machina, kind of my favorite font lately. Okay, I'm going to select all and I'm going to make it bold. Okay, once we have that, let's scale this a little bit in. Okay, I'm going to push it to the side. Once we have that, we're going to make a copy of it. Okay, and we're going to push it to the side like this, and we're going to make it 7. Okay, now that we are here, I'm going to drag it a little bit in here, and what we can do is we're going to drag this one down and we're going to make a copy. Okay, make sure it aligns, and we're going to type in this one as 6. Okay, now that we have this, we're going to select all of them and scale it in, and I'm going to position it like this. Okay, it doesn't matter if it's in the middle right now. So what we can do next is to bring in a shape. Okay, we're going to bring in, come to element, come to shape, then come to rectangle. Okay, we're going to pick this one, and before we change the color, let's come here first. Let's change the color. Let's come to the plus icon, come to gradient, and we're going to make it pure black. Okay, make both of them pure black, but for this second one, I'm going to make the transparency to be 0. Okay, let's bring this to the front of our text so that we can see what we've done. I'm going to bring it all the way to the top. So now this is what we've done. So what we can do is to rotate it, okay, 90 degree, and we're going to make it small, something like this. So now we're going to position the top of our text like this, and we can make a copy of it. Let's deselect and make a copy. And now what we have is this. You can actually select both of them. Okay, we're going to select that manually. Come to the plus icon, come to your layer, select both of them and group. Okay, so now we can make a copy of this. Come here, rotate it 90 degree again, 180 degree rather, and position it somewhere here. So this one now, you can have it like this, and now this is what we got. Okay, but for this one, we're going to do some gradients also on it, and because we want it to gradient to kind of also affect this, and we're going to do some real gradient work, because obviously you're already seeing this gradient and it needs to also affect this. Okay, first we're going to do some try and error. We're going to select this. Okay, now you see how cool that is. Okay, this is not a try and error, this is just the exact thing. But we're going to make a copy of it. We're going to drag it on the top. We're going to auto drag what we've selected, which is going to give us another copy. Okay, I'm noticing that. Okay, there's nothing wrong there. So this one, we're going to come here, and instead of using just this gradients black to gray, we're going to come here and we're going to make another different one entirely. So we're going to come here and pick blue. Okay, make sure it's blue like this. And for this second color, we're going to pick something also in the blue range. Okay, let's collect the hex code of this one. Okay, so that we can paste it. Ctrl C. Now we're going to make a plus icon. Then on this second one, we're going to come here and paste our hex code. Ctrl V. So now what we have here is more blue, but this one, this time we're going to push it a little bit. I'm going to leave it like this. Then for this one, we're going to make it pure black. Okay, now what we have is this. What we have it fading from black to blue, then to pure white. But this white it's not the best color we need to pick, we need to use our eyedropper icon here and pick something close, some here, something that have been affected by the gray coming from this part, so that we can have something close. Okay, now what we have is in, I don't think it's pure white, or it's still in the pure white range. We're going to do that again. I want something off. Okay, something off. Okay, let's check it out. Okay, it's no longer pure white. If it was pure white, it would have been FFFF. Okay, now we have this in this range. Okay, now we can even select our text and come here, and we can use the same hex code. But let's come here first. Let's come select this color, this hex code. Okay, because we don't want our text here to have pure white. Okay, we'll copy this hex code and come and select our text. Instead of just using this hex code, we'll come here and we'll pix it. Okay, and now we have something that is shifting from that pure white, and we already have it here, and we can just select it now for also for 7. So now what we have is this. Okay, we're having these two. I'm going to group this. Okay, I'm going to select all these two and just group it. So it depends on the one you're going to use. Start use the black and white or use the blue. I prefer the blue, so I'm just going to make a new page, or I'm just going to drag this into a new page just to have a copy of it. Then for this one, I'm going to position it somewhere here. Now I'm going to bring in the text. I'm going to hit T on my keyboard, and now I can type welcome to. Okay, welcome to. So we're going to come to our font, and I'm going to select something in the script font family. Okay, and I can make this one real big. Okay, you can use any font of your choice. For this font, this one was actually imported this one into my design. You can see uploaded font, but the closest fonts that we can get in Canva that's very popular is this Brittany. Okay, you can use it. Okay, it's also cool, and we're just gonna position it somewhere here. And also for the color, we're gonna use the same gray, and let's just pick this color. Okay, so this is a very minimal design. And for the background now, you can change it to something that you like, but because of the black here, it's going to make our black to be visible right there. But you can pick something similar to black. For example, I can search for, let's come back and let's say dark blue background. Okay, so that we don't have it just pure black like that. So we have some cool color here, which are not really black, but just kind of, let me send this to the back. You can see how cool we have in some gradient here. Let's duplicate this page. Let's see. Let's check all these colors and let's see anyone that will work. We have this one that is cool, and let's send it to the back. Let's see. Let's delete this. You can see how cool that is already, because the black, because the color of this shape that we use in covering this two letter are black. You can see that we're having it also beautiful. So now what we have is this. So we can position this one here. Let's see if we can get something different again. Let's make a duplicate of the page, Ctrl D on our keyboard. Let's delete this. Okay, and let's come here now. Let's add this one. Let's see. You can send it to the back. Okay, not working at all. Okay, I've already found what I would use. Okay, I'm just testing these other ones that are here. Okay, and now you can just add Happy New Year text there, which can be great. Let me alt drag this, and let's change the font to something. Let's use this. Let's make it small. Okay, now we can use Canva AI and ask for Happy New Year quotes. Happy New Year wish. Happy New Year wish. Let's quickly type that in, and it's going to give us a text. I'm going to replace it. Okay, we're going to duplicate this, and now we're going to delete everything else. Okay, let's leave the Happy New Year because we want to make the Happy New Year big. Okay, and we're going to come here and just tighten this. Happy New Year. Okay, I would like to change this font to a more flattened script. Okay, something that's not that standing. Okay, this is cool. I would prefer this. Okay, let's lock our background because I want to select the whole of this and push it down. Okay, now we have the Happy New Year. Okay, sometimes designing things like this can be trying to maintain the hierarchy, where we have the Happy New Year and we have the year. Okay, it can depend on the one that you want to make big. For this one, I would like to make the 2027 as the rolling in to be bigger. Another one, we can place more emphasis here. We can ungroup this actually, and let's place more emphasis on the 7 that is already rolling in. So what we can do, we can select all of this and just push it upward and make the 7. Let's select all of this. Let's select all of this and make the 7 more prominent. Then we can select the drop shadows and make it more. Then select the drop shadow of this. Let me come to position so I can see what I'm selecting. Okay, I think this one is for the 6, and let's make it a little bit longer. Now we can, so that we know that okay, it won't go in out. So that the emphasis can be on the 7 that is coming in. Okay, all right. So this is pretty much cool. If you're making this for a brand, then you can add their handle. You can just put it here, and you're good to go. Let me select all this again. Let's position it more in the center. I think this one is too big for my liking. Okay, because the message is welcome. Then let's separate this a little bit from it so that we can have it standing out. Then this one, you can make it to be one line. Okay, and you can do this too. Now it's more in the center. Okay, we can remove the italics if we want. I think it's better off without italics. Okay, and also we have boldness. We can add that to that. Okay, this is just to keep the design really simple, because sometimes it can New Year flyer design can be in the whole places that sometimes you don't get a touch of your own creativity because it's almost rare, but sometimes you can do your own thing. Okay, so that brings us to the end of the video, and I will see you in the next one. So do your assignment, do something creative. Okay, go on Pinterest, get inspiration, and do something that you would like, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Yeah.